Good Saturday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV from sunny Florida, warm Florida, cold Florida. Actually, it's kind of chilly out here. Not really radical by any means, but for Floridians, you'd say, yeah, it's cold. I think that's interesting that the Floridians, when it's supposed to be 50 degrees out, 60 degrees out, they're like, wow, it's going to be cold out here. Up north, in the winter months, after it's been 10 degrees out and it's 50 degrees out, you say it's a warm day. Yeah, it's just beautiful weather down here for us for the most part. And yeah, it's a morning conversation, even though I sometimes don't do Saturdays. Just depends on my schedule. And anyway, so I got to, for all sincereness, I had no theme. I just actually thought of a theme for my channel this morning, which I'm out not lying to you. Landed all over my nice Raptor Bronco. Just think, what a world for a squirrel. If you're a squirrel, this is just heaven, right? Just acorns everywhere. Yeah, and what a day yesterday of riding the Harleys. Really great day. And supposed to take this Harley up for the 5,000K service. So it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that, which I don't think we're going to do that today. That's a 60-mile drive one way to take the bike, get it serviced, turn it a whole day project, and I'm just not really excited about doing that today. We may reschedule for next week, but it's hard to believe that the bike's already got to have a 5K service. Wow. My bike, when I bought it, it's got the guy already told me that they did the 5K service on it, so don't worry about it till 10K. But this guy, the company here, the Harley dealer we bought this from, I don't even know if they even changed the oil in the thing. I don't think they did. I think their attitude was, it's out like 3,500 or 3,200 miles on it, and just wait till 5K. And they can bring it back to our dealership and they can pay us for that, I guess. I don't know. Probably should call them. And so this morning, this was kind of more on the page, like, you know what? The talking, I'll just give it a break today. But I thought, I had a kid. Where's my dad? I mean, if you look around, hear anything. I mean, if you just kind of look at the neighborhood, it's just so quiet. I'm just kind of getting these developments, unless it is the lawn crew guys, which, trust me, oh my gosh, yeah, you hear plenty. I mean, it drives you about nutty. There used to be one lawn company that had the service contract here about 3-4 years ago, and oh my gosh, they were here at least 4 days out of the week. It drove you nuts. I mean, they were very meticulous. They did probably a better job than the company does it now. But now the company comes in, I think they're maybe 2 days. If anybody lives in one of these communities that has the lawn maintenance, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Where the noise drives you nuts. It's just every day you hear the gas mowers running and the gas blowers and the weed whackers. And so you're here this morning. Actually, what intrigued me to do this was there was a little show on the news about a gentleman that's trying to enable people who have hard hearing or don't have hearing, and they're having studies or something with mice. It's always with the mice, right? If men are mice, right? And just trying to enable people to be able to hear. And I thought to myself, wow, if that isn't a statement about hearing, that's a huge challenge in my family. On my father's side, he has the gene that is the hearing issue. So for the most part, everybody in my family has hearing issues. And you probably can't see it, but I have hearing aids in both my ears, and I have severe hearing loss. Now my brother, he has no hearing in his left ear, and he's basically deaf. He's 85% deaf, I guess you could say. My father, yeah, his hearing is terrible. But his wasn't, it would happen for like me, my father, my sister. We didn't really need hearing aids per se, even though our hearing wasn't the greatest, but it wasn't like radically bad. But you grew up in the era of me, the 70s, my brother's 60s, 70s, just different era, even the 80s on hearing capability, hearing aids. And so for my dad, he didn't wear a hearing aid, even though, I'm not embellishing. To hear when I was growing up, to hear the round table conversations on our table. I mean, I'm not making stuff up to try to get, it's kind of like what game is that? We have a bunch of kids all lined up in a room, and the first kid says something to the second kid, the third kid. By the time it gets halfway around the room, it's a totally different message. And that's the reason I was thinking to myself, hearing would probably be a pretty good theme today. And I really haven't been watching any news. I can't emphasize enough that for me, I just don't sit around and watch the news. And especially when I'm down here and doing fun time and out and doing things. And I think it's just sad that so many people just sit in front of the TV all day and watch news. And the only reason I'm saying that is because I don't have a lot of news content, of anything. I just kind of think things through. I mean, I know it's still about Elon. I know they're still talking about, there's a lot of things going on right now about the economy and other things. And Elon now is feeling that the repossessions of vehicles is going to be huge. That's the next big conversation. That they're saying now that the repos are going to be massive in 2023. That there's just going to be saturation of repossessed cars for people that own too many vehicles. Wow. Yeah. Will you be hearing about me? The way they're talking, maybe. I mean, good Lord. So, do you hear me now? Do you hear me now? I'm sure some people would be like, hey, Iceman, is the paint's on the wall, man, do you hear me now? You should have dumped all those cars. You should have cashed out. Yeah, right. Yeah, instead of cashing in, cashed out. Yeah, right. So, for my dad, and my side of the family, we've all have had hearing loss. My mom, not so much, even though, as you get older, hearing just kind of deteriorates, like your eyes deteriorate, your bones deteriorate, everything. Hey, for young ones out there, hey, look forward to your 80s and 90s because, you look forward to your 50s and 60s. Your body starts talking to you. It just depends how your genes are and your arthritis and memory loss and hearing loss and vision loss. Hey, isn't this an exciting conversation? Are you revved up in this Saturday morning? Yeah, I'm with you. So yeah, hearing. But I thought to myself that's kind of got a broad spectrum of talking about things. And yes, Spectrum, this is classic. Spectrum is the company here that controls the house for watching TV and internet and everything else. And sure enough, I got the new cable box, and I swear that thing is any faster than the other cable box. So now I'm starting to wonder, I bet you the way this operates, they had 2 megabyte download, but nothing on the upload. And so now we're supposed to have a 1 gig, box, which I would assume it would be download and upload, right? Well, all I know is I put that box in yesterday, and this morning's video will tell the tale, because if this video doesn't post, before noon today, then, yeah. They'll tell you at the Spectrum. Oh, no, we're just talking about downloads. You're uploading videos? Oh, well, no, that just stays the same. So now my parents have a bill that's $40 more a month, and I forgot to grab my coffee. Here's the pretty view. Up here comes the kid, the dogs. You'll be hearing them any moment. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. You're going through that aggravation yesterday of the new box put in, and we shall see. So did I hear them correctly? Right? Did I hear them correctly? Yeah, I don't know. Probably not. Who knows? I mean, that's the thing. So anyways, back to my dad. So for my brother, my parents didn't even know when he was a little baby and little boy that he had hearing issues. And I think you hear those stories a lot, especially from many, many years ago. And so hearing, it was unfortunate, people associate hearing with you being kind of stupid because you don't hear things correctly, so you don't answer things correctly. And that's what I was saying earlier, was back in the 70s when the family would sit out and have dinner. Oh my gosh, I'll never forget. The one that sticks in my head is when we moved to California and we were wanting a pool. We wanted to own a pool. So my dad, we just had bought the house, and this is in the San Francisco, Moraga, California, if anybody knows where that is. Just outside of San Francisco. My dad worked for, he actually got transferred there for Western Electric. Yeah, it was part of AT&T or the Bell companies. My dad worked for the Bell companies, the telephone companies. That was most of his career. So communications, right? Telecommunications. Now that's the running joke in our family is my father worked in the telecommunications industry, but yet our communication wasn't so great of hearing one another. And just ask my mom. Jeez. So anyways, we'd be sitting at the table. I'll never forget the evening we were at the table and my dad said something about being down at the store to get a tool. Well, that moment, my brother looked up and said, "Dad's getting a pool." And I think my sister looked over and said, "Yeah," because I think my sister thinks that he said he's getting a tool. Okay, but I had here they are. Here comes the noise. Can you hear him now? Can you hear him now? So there's my little baby. So, anyways, the crew, my dad and my daughter and the dogs just went up to get coffee and a honey bun for mom or whatever it may be. Their morning adventure. Yeah. So my sister, my brother said pool. My sister thinks it's tool. My dad's still thinking they're talking about a tool at the store. I'm just sitting there, kind of, thinking, wait a second. Well, Dad said he's getting a tool. So then our brother, starts, kind of, yeah, that's great. We're how big a pool? And then my sister's like, well, I don't know how big the tool. I mean, I'm not embellishing. So it goes on for a minute or two of my brother thinks my dad is buying a pool. And my dad then is saying, yeah, I'm down. Yeah, I'm gonna get a tool and blah 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 blah. And I think I'm the one raising the hand, or my mom, and I'm like, no, he's got a tool. My brother then looks at me. What's he getting a tool for? I thought we were getting a pool. I mean, so you just. I mean, yeah, there's many conversations around our table and still ongoing of what one says that the other thinks it was said. And I think to myself, wow, boy, isn't that the state of the times? Yeah, hearing. I think the whole country's got a hearing loss. I mean, that's the only reason I'm posting this video this morning. Last night when I went to bed, I had no content. This morning I woke up and I'm like, I got no content. Who cares? Whatever. If I get on my video this morning, yeah, whatever. It was just the last second I'm watching TV. The news, the local news, to see what the weather is, which is beautiful and sunny today and nice. And it had a segment on there by a younger doctor that's working on trying to get people that have no hearing to have a possible gene put them in or whatever they do to you to turn into a mouse, I guess. so anyways, here comes my dad. He doesn't know I'm over here, does he? Look, there he is. Look. He didn't even acknowledge me. I mean, look, see? Hey, he probably didn't even hear me talking. I mean, that's how severe his hearing loss is. He's my brother. Oh, between my brother. My dad's always has been better. But my brother, oh my gosh. And that's a huge challenge. I mean, for my brother in life, it's pretty incredible. I've talked about before. For my brother, I mean, he reads lips. And what's really incredible, I mean, my brother was never totally deaf, so he can hear, but we never learned sign language besides, the wrong, the wrong finger up in the air, right? That's about as good as sign language as we know, right? But no, I think myself, it's incredible how we never learned sign language. But now it's texting. I mean, borderline, you're better off texting my brother. Well, so that's another thing I think about for my brother. In my upbringing, we have an 8-year difference in age, and for me and him, the conversations have never really been a lot of conversation as far as over the phone because my brother can't hear. Very challenging for him. So it's not like I've had the typical brother relationship in my life because of my brother's challenge of hearing, and it's very challenging. Before text came in, to call my brother or talk to my brother, I mean, there's just no way. And years ago, you didn't have a hearing aid that had the technology it has today. So the hearing aid was okay, but it wasn't great. But for my brother, his hearing challenges. There's none of my mind like my brother. And so many people can relate with this. They know people that have handicapped in life. There's none of my mind. My brother didn't go as far in life that he could because of his hearing, challenges. Very challenging. I mean, he couldn't keep jobs because people that would work around him just couldn't deal with. He didn't hear or understand something. So that was very challenging for him. And then for my brother, he can't hear anything. Until you have hearing loss, you have no idea. If you don't hear all these, like for me, I have severe hearing loss. Oh, here we go. So here's the thing. I'm on the video. And it's really, so if you want to get attention as a parent, you start a YouTube channel. And when you have a YouTube channel, you can show your kid clean their nose.
Dad.
Get a YouTube channel. And it's only like, X amount of minutes a day.
I want to tell you something.
Is this about popcorn?
No.
Really? Wow. So I'm gonna lose my whole train of thought. Here we go. This is classic. I went in the bathroom this morning and my daughter heard me, and that was the alarm clock at 6:30. Yeah. She heard me using the bathroom, if you understand that. Okay. Yeah, so as usual, I lose my train of thought. So talking about my brother with his hearing challenges. And so for him, I feel like in his life he never was able to, it was never, and don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here trying to make excuses for my brothers. There's very successful people that have challenges in life. I'm just saying in general, when you have hard hearing, I was just mentioning how you don't hear the fine detail of little things. You just don't hear it. And what's incredible is for me, I resisted getting hearing aids forever. You can ask my wife, because I'm very noisy. I'm very loud because of my hearing challenges, and because I grew up in a family where you had to yell for anybody to be able to hear you. So my voice is probably more, boisterous than most because of my environment that I was brought up in, having to yell at my brother to hear me, and then as years passed, yell at my dad to hear me. But a lot of times, I don't think it's even hearing. I just think it's it's the typical parent-kid relationship where you're as a kid trying to tell your dad to get attention, just like my kid right now, and they just borderline ignore you. Who doesn't know these stories? Hearing. Do you hear me now? Do you hear me now? Remember the Verizon commercial? Does anyone remember the Verizon commercial where the guy got the gig for years and he walked around with a cell phone in his hand to show people that Verizon had the best built-out cellular network? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yeah, all about hearing. So even for me, until I got hearing aids, it was like 2006 that I got hearing aids, and I was kind of forced because I went a little different direction in my life with my business, and I really had to have better capability to hear people and understand people because I was going to be in front of people a lot more. And so I get hearing aids, and oh my gosh, my hearing aids, borderline, I didn't like it because I heard everything, like my dogs. So I would hear my dog's claws go across the floor of the kitchen, and I never heard that before. So for me, all of a sudden, when I got my hearing aids, all of a sudden I'm hearing, and then I'm driving down the road in my car, and I hear like every little fine detail in the car, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this car's got rattles and noise in it that I never even knew existed. And I thought this freaking vehicle was pretty good. So for me, even today, I actually do not even have my hearing aids at like the full capacity because I don't want to hear all this little noise. So to a degree, having a hearing issue is kind of good because you don't hear the finite detail of the pin dropping and all the different noises that are around you. And I even think to myself today, would my brother even be able to deal? My brother, I think to myself, would my brother even be able to deal with, or anybody that's had severe hearing loss, the real actual deal hearing where you hear everything. I mean, you hear every fine detail of everything around you, and you just hear the people walking by you on the floor. I mean, you could hear the commode running. I mean, that's been a challenge in my house. I didn't know the commode was running in my daughter's bathroom, which freaking about drained the well 3 years ago. Yeah. So anyways, but I think to myself, with the hearing, and thank goodness, the hearing aid technology is definitely advanced. But here's another thing that people don't realize, which is so ridiculous. My brother, he needed a hearing aid. Does the insurance company cover it? Nope. You have no idea. The kid's like on a mission. I don't know. She's like revved up. What the heck's going on? Yeah, so the insurance companies didn't even cover for your hearing aid expenses. In 2006, I bought myself hearing aids. That was like $6,000 out of my own pocket. No insurance help at all. I was blown away. I mean, I was like, this. I mean, and we have incredible healthcare insurance company. So for me, back in 2006, that was kind of like an eye opener for me that the insurance company doesn't cover any portion of your hearing challenges, but yet they pay for your glasses, and it's kind of like borderline. The healthcare industry and the governing bodies didn't really, do much for hearing impaired people. Yes, I mean, believe it or not, it's the hearing. With hearing, you can't see a person per se, can't hear you. And when you see somebody with a patch over his eye, you can kind of think to yourself, wow. Or you see somebody with really thick glasses, then you kind of think to yourself, yeah, that person's got, eye challenges. Or you see a part of their body that isn't with them anymore, then you think, wow, a person's handicapped. But when it comes to the hearing side, you don't relate with it. And that's even more challenging because I've been around my brother where somebody starts talking to him and he's oblivious to even talking to him. Then the person takes it personally that he's ignoring them. But it's not a turn on. Like, my brother can't hear. He can't hear you. It's not that he's ignoring you, that he's being, rude. He can't hear you. And so that's, but here's the other thing I think of myself too. Hearing, now you can hear my mom and my mom now. So between my mom and dad, my mother's hearing has deteriorated a lot. And my dad's hearing is deteriorated a lot. So it's very challenging even now. I mean, if you follow my parents around and the conversations around what's going on, you'd be like, yeah, who's on first, right? I mean, yeah. Yeah, here we go. So it starts getting very loud. Yeah, then if my brother comes over, the conversations are all over the place. It is entertaining to a degree, but it gets aggravating as well because you can't get the message across. But that's why I decided to post the hearing challenges, because I thought to myself, wow. And here we go. We'll talk about Elon Musk again. It's all about Elon. And now you don't know. Now what you got to really be careful about Elon. The journalists are going to start attacking him. He just terminated like 3 or 4 journalists. So the journalist buddies are going to start digging up dirt on Elon. They're going to start posting it. The whole goal is going to be now just to tarnish Elon, make him look like an idiot, make him look like a very mean person. That's where it's all going. Just start reading all the articles. And now there's one article saying that he's begging for money from one of his other adventure friends, that he needs money. And so because Elon's just telling it the way it is, and he's disclosing on how nasty people are. I mean, I'm sorry, but these journalists, they're just nasty people. They've got they have a purpose, of an agenda, and if they just, eliminate the other half, they don't care. But now if they're being tarnished, they're going to do the revenge thing. So they're going we're all out in revenge social media beyond believable, I guarantee, over this coming year, 2023. It's just to be tarnish Elon Musk and everybody else. But here's the thing about with Elon is he's uncovering so much stuff that we didn't hear about. That's the reason I thought I'd make this video this morning, is he's uncovering on Twitter on how many things that people hid and didn't want people to hear about. And I mean, I'm sure there's still many more stories to come to prevail. And it's all it's basically political agenda to get things accomplished and to persuade one side of the country to feel this way, and versus the other side of the country doesn't want to feel that way. And then it creates the divisions because we're not hearing both sides of the story. And that's what's really sad today is, to me, we're at one of the most advanced technology parts of ourselves and our lifetimes, but yet we're not hearing the stories. We're not hearing about everything. And because it's all agenda based, that's sadly what we're seeing more than ever is the social platform is catering to one party more than another party, and to accomplish agendas that the minority want but the majority don't. But it's convinced the minority to grow because the minority is convincing the majority that they think there is a majority. If you understand what I mean by that, there's so many people that are converting and believe that this is the answer, just like electric vehicles. I mean, sincerely, I think most people that kind of understand the physics of the world, they're just not going to buy into that. They think the EV vehicle actually solves the problems, and it's a known fact. I just read an article the other day about how if you buy an electric vehicle, it could be 100,000 miles before it's actually net zero. But it's never net zero if you're using fossil fuels to recharge it. So for an electric vehicle to think that that's going to solve the world's problems, for me, why not moderation? Just like anything in life, it's to me, it's kind of like tell everybody if you don't go to the gym, you're going to drop dead, right? I mean, in so many ways, the green agenda is tries to promote these ideas and views, and we don't hear both sides of the good and the bad. That's the thing. We don't hear the good and the bad. Do you ever hear the green agenda person getting in front of a microphone and talking about the amount of mining and the amount of carbon footprint that is needed to create electric vehicles? I haven't seen somebody get up in front of a mic and talk about that. I hear the opposers and the realists talking about the reality of electric vehicles. And once again, I'm not against electric vehicles. What I'm against is that the world bodies start telling everybody that's the only thing you can drive around because it will solve the world's challenges. I think the average person that has any common sense and to be like, I don't think that's going to solve the world's challenges. I mean, if you want to start talking about challenges, the world population, I mean, to Mother Earth, I mean, where's that conversation? But then we're like, okay, well, you're controlling human, mankind. Yeah, wait a second. Oh, yeah, wait, what? You're controlling mankind? Yet the governing bodies want to tell you how to live? And they're going to have a green card? And what I mean by that is that we're going to a social green card where even for me, with my YouTube channel, I could probably have a social media scorecard, and based on me not being 100%, talking about go buy an electric vehicle every day of our life, and me not telling everybody to believe everything that the government tells you to believe every day of my life, I could maybe have a social card that's my points are half as somebody else's, that all they do is talk all day long about how the green agenda is the answer to the world, and the governing bodies know all the answers, and everything they tell you to do, you better go do, because otherwise you're going to die. Yeah, they'll have a 100% card. Yeah, I wonder why the scoring system would base it that way, right? There you go. I mean, be unbelievable. It's going to be like a credit score, that on how you're looked at, what they hear you say. Once again, hearing. So whatever they hear you say, there's no doubt. As time progresses, if you're on Twitter, whatever social platform you're on, the way you speak, the algorithms, all that stuff will be a social credit score. Yeah, a social score, and then you're going to be borderline controlled of what you can and can't have. Yeah, I mean, they may base your health care based on your social score. They may base your capability of buying things on your. I mean, it'd be unbelievable. The governing bodies are getting involved in the social platform. Hello, that's what Elon's trying to show everybody, that the government is really running the social platforms. Yeah. Wow. Huh. What's that all about? Yes. Right. I mean, wow. Oh my gosh. Anyways, just thought I'd make a nice video this morning, and we had a good ride yesterday with the kid, and what we're finding out that Street Bob is Julia has the Honda Rebel, and that has ABS on it. Okay, and the Scout Indian Scout, here he comes. Didn't even say good morning or nothing. Ain't that something? Huh. What I do to him, right? What's that attitude? Yeah. Yeah. Hey, good morning, son. Hey, good morning, Ice Age. Yeah. Yeah, that's my life. I mean, I'm invisible many times. Sometimes that's your advantage, especially when you're married, right? Or maybe at that job, people hide. Yeah, out of sight, out of mind. Can't hear me. Right. Oh my gosh, the conversations that I get interrupted in my train of thought, and it's like, bing, gone. Anyways, so the hearing conversations and as I go on, but the kid. So what we've come to find out is the Indian Scout has ABS. Well, that I was at the Harley dealer yesterday, and I did confirm it. That new Street Bob, it doesn't have ABS. So my daughter last night, she's like connecting the dots because she's locked down the bike before those other bikes, and they don't, kind of get a little, stop faster, and then you got to be a little even more controlled. And so now she's like, oh, now I get it. So she understands now that if you brake too hard, and if you don't know how to handle that, then the bike can break and lock up the tire, or whatever. So she's now, yeah, I know where this is going. Yeah. Well, it looks like another bike's going to be in the pack here with ABS. Yeah. But anyways, the whole point is my kid.
No, I'm not, Dad.
Hey, she can hear me. She can hear me. You just have to learn how to use that. You got to be the ABS.
Why can you not just be happy with the bike? I love it.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, the other parties watching the video be like, oh my God.
I don't want a new bike.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. Great news, right? You just got to learn how to let off that brake handle too hard, right?
What do you think I've been doing?
Okay, so she's learning. Isn't that great? Yeah. Hey, somebody's hearing me, right? Wow. Look at that. Yeah, see? Yeah, that's something how the kids always hearing you. Yeah, they're always waiting to hear if you talk about them or something. Yeah, they're hearing really well there. All right, I guess it's time for you all to quit hearing me talk, right? All right, everybody. Hey, what's the next adventure? I don't know. Who knows? We'll figure something out. But it's cool. So, like boating. Today, go boating. It'd be chilly. So, and it's Saturday. So, anyways, and golly, a week from tomorrow, it's Christmas.
Look
Wow.
at what I made Grandmommy. Dad, look with your eyes, not the camera. Look.
Okay, here, let me do it.
Look.
Wow. That's fabulous. Where's mine? Yeah, exit rooms fast as possible, right? All right, everybody. Thanks for watching Ice Age TV Saturday morning conversations. Hearing? Can you hear me now? Yeah, the Verizon guy. Did that drive you nuts eventually? Can you hear me now? Where'd that guy go off to, right? All right, everybody. Thanks for watching my channel. Appreciate the nice comments. God bless. Stay safe and stay tuned. Have a great day.